Hi 5 and 4G students. Today we are going to look at your questions and the homework that was assigned to you from the previous lesson about alkenes. Okay, so let's take a look at test your understanding for 15.3 and 15.4. Okay, question 1. Ethane and ethene are both hydrocarbons. Ethane is a saturated hydrocarbon and ethene is an unsaturated hydrocarbon. Give the molecular formula of ethene. Okay, I hope by now you are very familiar with the general formula for alkane and alkene. Okay, so alkene has a general formula of CnH2n. So therefore, ETH, it means that there's two carbons, so it should be C2H4. Part B, you're supposed to draw the structural formula of ethene. Okay, I want you to take note that if it's an alkene, there should be a presence of carbon-carbon double bond, and make sure that each carbon has 4 other bonds that's joined towards it. Okay, so this is how your ethene should look like. Okay, please check your answer. If your answer shows the hydrogen sticking out in a straight line, it's also fine. Okay, explain what is meant by the term unsaturated. Okay, so I've mentioned this in the previous webcast. Okay, unsaturated means that it will contain at least one carbon-carbon double bond, and carbon-hydrogen single bonds. Okay, so in this case, this is what I mean by unsaturated. Okay, saturated means, on the other hand, if I say saturated means that it contains all carbon-carbon single bonds and carbon-hydrogen single bond. Okay, so make sure you're familiar with this. Part D. Aqueous bromine is used to show the difference between ethane and ethene. Okay, I hope you can still recall this and recognize this reagent, which is aqueous bromine. Okay, describe what happens when ethane and ethene are added separately to aqueous bromine. Okay, so what happens when I add them? Okay, for ethene, because it's an alkane, there will be no reaction, so therefore reddish brown bromine remains unchanged. Whereas for ethene, ethene, because it is ethene is actually alkene, so the reddish brown bromine will turn colorless in this case because there's a reaction. Okay, now we look at question 2. Question 2 shows a hydrocarbon that undergoes this following reaction. Okay, what do you recognize? First of all, let's try to identify what is this, an alkene or alkene. Okay, you can pause the video and think first. Okay, look at the general formula to see what is this compound. Okay, so 15CnH2n. Okay, so for myself, I'll remember alkene, right? Because it's easier, CnH2n. So since it's not when CnH2n, it should be 30, right? Since it's 32, this means that it's an alkane. Okay, it is broken down to 3 other smaller hydrocarbon. Okay, what is this chemical process? Okay, so it should be cracking. Okay, so far you have only learned 4 main reactions: cracking, combustion, addition, and substitution. So make sure you are very familiar with what is the difference between these 4 reactions and whether is it alkane or alkene that will undergo this reaction. Okay, for cracking, please remember the conditions. Okay, when I say conditions, I'll require temperature and also the catalyst used. Okay, so in this case, 600 degrees Celsius, finely divided aluminum oxide or silicon dioxide catalyst. Okay. Part C, name the following products. Okay, C2H4 and C3H6. Okay, if you look carefully, these two compounds are actually alkenes. Okay, C2 means that it's ethene, and then C3H6 means it's propene. Okay, then you're asked to draw the structural formula of C3H6. Okay, so make sure you're clear that there's only one carbon-carbon double bond. Okay, and make sure that you always count the hydrogen to see if it matches. Okay, and make sure that each carbon can only hold up to 4 covalent bonds. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. The double bond, whether it's here or here, it doesn't matter. But make sure that the number of hydrogen must correspond correctly. Okay. Okay, question 3 is a slightly more difficult question. It's a flow chart, okay, but I think to do this type of questions, you must be very familiar with the reagents used. Okay, so what we can do is that we can start with process X. Okay, that's over here. Okay, ethene. What is this process X? Okay, make sure you are clear about what is process and reagent. Okay, when I say and conditions, this 3 word. Process means the chemical reaction. Okay, reagent is like, for example, hydrogen nickel catalyst. That's called the reagent that's added. Condition will include the catalyst and also the temperature involved. Okay, So which reaction will give me carbon dioxide and water? Okay, the answer should be combustion. Okay, remember I did mention that combustion will always produce these two products, carbon dioxide and water. Okay, reagent Y is added into ethene to form produce 1,2-dibromoethane. Okay, name reagent Y. Okay, it is bromine. Okay, and describe the color change, the change you will observe from reagent Y. Okay, you should know that bromine is reddish brown, and then therefore it will turn colorless because when all the bromine has reacted, okay, that means that it will just turn colorless. Okay. Okay, compound Z is formed. Okay, so take note, okay, and I would like you to challenge yourself and think about it. What is the name of this reaction? Okay, the name of this reaction is actually an addition reaction because two reactants add up together to give you one product. Okay, part C. Compound Z is formed when ethene reacts with hydrogen. Okay, so the name the type of reaction that takes place. Okay, so again, I add one reactant, second reactant. It will give me one final product, and that should be addition reaction. Okay, so like what I mentioned, you need to be familiar. Alkane, undergo combustion and substitution. Alkene, addition, combustion, okay, and addition and combustion. Yeah, that's all. And also your cracking processes. Okay. So for addition, there's two types. One is with hydrogen, the other one is with bromine. Okay, compound Z is formed when ethene reacts with hydrogen. Okay, so this one I've already answered. And what is compound Z? Okay, compound Z. Let's take a look at what do you think compound Z is. Okay, when I add ethene plus hydrogen, okay, C2H4 plus H2, this will give me ethene, which is the alkene. Okay, and let's try to write the equation. It should look something like this. Okay. Okay, now we're going to move on to the last part of this chapter. Okay, so this is part of the chapter. You just need to recognize what is fats, oil, and margarine. Okay, so you will learn this new term called polyunsaturated. Okay, so if I cover the word poly, if you ignore this word poly, you have seen this word unsaturated. Okay, unsaturated means that there's one carbon-carbon double bond. Okay, poly just means many. Okay, so right now, if I say polyunsaturated, it means that there's more than one carbon-carbon double bond in the molecules. Okay, so example of polyunsaturated is actually vegetable oil in this case. Okay, so margarine can be made from vegetable oil by hydrogenation. Okay, so what happens is that the vegetable oil is actually unsaturated, so you have many carbon-carbon double bonds. So when I add more hydrogen, I can make it into a polysaturated compound in this case. Okay, and the conditions is 200 degrees Celsius and nickel catalyst. Okay, so just take note of oils always refer to vegetable oil, fats always refer to margarine. Okay, so and I think if you think about it, margarine is solid at room temperature. Okay, and it contains mainly saturated fat molecules. Okay, because after this, you just imagine this is similar to alkene plus hydrogen give me alkane. Okay, then for oils, they are usually liquids at room temperature and they contain mainly unsaturated fat molecules. Okay, so make sure you are familiar with this. Okay, there's a test you're understanding 15.5, so you can pause first before we actually go through this video. Okay, margarine is made from liquid vegetable oil. Hydrogen is bubbled through the oil at 140 degrees in the presence of nickel, which acts as a catalyst. Okay, after some time, the oil starts to solidify, producing polyunsaturated margarine. Okay, what does it mean by polyunsaturated? Okay, unsaturated means that there's one carbon-carbon double bond. Poly means that there's more than one carbon-carbon double bond in this case. Okay. And take note that this is referring to one molecule only. Okay, explain what happens to the chemical structure of the oil as the margarine is formed. Okay, chemical structure, I'm referring to the structural formula. So initially, you know that oil contains a lot of carbon-carbon double bond. Okay, so this means that when margarine is being formed, all the carbon-carbon double bond will break. Okay, and therefore they will form carbon-carbon single bond. Okay, and more hydrogen atoms are attached to the carbon-carbon single bond, and therefore this gives you a saturated product. Okay, so always remember, oil is polyunsaturated. Okay, fats is polysaturated. Okay, that's why you always read people say that polysaturated fats are more harmful. Okay, so oil is a better alternative. Okay, for now, I will just stop this video first. Okay, what you can do is that you can go and try yourself to compare alkanes and alkenes. However, if you're not very familiar, there'll be another webcast that will go through this with you. Okay, so one way is you can do this on your own and then check the answer on the website, or else you can actually individually go and watch my next webcast.